Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Varga deck profile for post-Faded Clash with the new set. This is the second Divine Skill deck profile that I'll be doing for the channel. Varga DivineZ is probably one of the more powerful of the Divine Skills, being able to have a restand ability on top of an additional restand ability with its Divine Skill. So you just have total pressure with your Vanguard attacks, and having the DivineZ over trigger in the set as well. Potential for 4 attacks from your Vanguard is definitely scary altogether, along with the additional support that we got from the booster set for it. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride deck. As always, we start off with the energy generator, which all these have to be included with the ride deck, so just standard to go along with the deck. Our starter is Heated Blade or Dart. When rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Blazonbar Dragon. When rode upon by Boulder Axe Dragon, call this card to rear. And Soul Charge 1, just setting up more rear guard units for you. And during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Varga and its card name, it gets +2 on the rear guard. Our grade 2 is Boulder Axe Dragon. When it's rode upon by a grade 3 with Varga and its card name, you can call this card to rear guard. So your entire ride deck is just meant to help with the setup for your rear guard units, with our grade 3 unit being Faded 1 of Unparalleled Varga DivineZ. You have the 1 unit for your Varga DivineZ in the ride deck, but still having full power with the Persona ride. We'd run 3 additional copies in the main deck as well. On the Vanguard circle, once per turn when this unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, retire all of you and your opponent's front row rear guards, and this unit gets plus 10,000 till end of turn. At the end of that battle, stand this unit and it gets drive -2 until end of turn. So that is the first restand attack with Varga DivineZ, and its Divine Skill on the Vanguard circle. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a grade 3 or greater unit. If your opponent's damage zone has 4 or more cards, and this unit attacked 2 or more times this turn, counterblast 1, stand this unit and it gets drive +2 until end of turn. So with this card being able to attack for 3 times after using its Divine Skill, this is the added pressure that the Vanguard attack can provide, missing the first 2 drives off of the first restand, but gaining them back off of the Divine Skill. For the other grade 3s we run in the deck, 3 copies of Obduracy Goliath Dragon from the front row rearguard. During your turn, if your front row does not have another rearguard with the same card name as this unit cannot be retired by card effects, and it gets plus 10,000 power. So being able to avoid the destruction from Varga DivineZ thanks to this card. If you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard with Varga and its card name, it also gets boost for an added additional rearguard power, but still just having the protection of this card and the additional plus 10 for being able to attack into your opponent. For the grade 2 units, we're running 4 copies of Dragritter Shura. On the rearguard, when this unit attacks, Energy Blast 2, and this unit gets +5 till the end of that battle. Choose up to one of your rearguards with a different card name from this unit, and it gets, when this unit is retired from the rearguard, put this card into the hand until end of turn. So being able to add back units that would have been retired from Varga DivineZ, and when this unit is retired from the rearguard by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Varga and its card name, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, counterblast 1, call this card to rearguard, and it gets plus 10 until end of turn. So being able to make up for your units by being able to call out another unit that can then attack once again definitely is a 4 of in the deck, so you always have this resource available to you to use with your main go-to grade 3 Vanguard. And we also run for the grade 2s 3 copies of Dragritter Fallheart. This could potentially be a 4 of. If you were to do so, you could drop down some of the additional copies of Boulder Axe Dragon that I'm running as well. But with Dragritter Fallheart, when it's placed on guard circle from hand or discarded from the hand while riding from the ride deck, you can counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3 to draw a card. And when it's placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, choose a grade 1 or card without Sentinel from your drop zone and call it to the back row rear guard, giving you more setup for boosted units or resources for you to be able to use with this grade 2. Some of the other grade 2s we run in the deck are 3 copies of Great Flame Axe of Ambitious Scales, Kogaflam. When discarded from the hand during your ride phase, Soul Blast 1, put this card on the bottom of the deck and draw a card. And when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, counterblast 1 and retire all of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this one, kind of wiping out already some of your opponent's rear guards, but it can also take away because your opponent may try to intercept before you attack with Varga DivineZ, so you don't lose any of your own rear guard attacks. and also the 3 copies of Boulder Axe Dragon, in addition to the copy we ran in the Ride deck. When this card attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Varga and its card name, it gets plus 5,000 until the end of the battle, and at the end of that battle, retire this unit to draw a card. So to avoid your own rearguard destruction, you can at least have some draw power with the Boulder Axe Dragon when it attacks into your opponent's Vanguard using this card. For the grade 1s, running 4 copies of Dragrator Mid-Hat. On rearguard, when your unit stands by your card's ability, you can retire this unit and draw a card. So kind of clearing up your back row rearguards as well, if they already provided boost for you then to be able to have power to then call out for additional units on the field by your other abilities for your setup. So this card just helps to clear out those back rows, as I said, when your Vanguard does the easy ability of just restanding with its own ability. And also 3 copies of Stealth Fiend Shenri. On rearguard, when this unit boosts, if your opponent has 1 or less rearguards or you played in order this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 till the end of that battle. And at the end of that battle, put this unit in the soul and draw a card. So just more setup for all the retire power that you could do against your opponent, making use for more of your soul power and draw power with another grade 1, giving you the additional plus 5 as well. And being able then to make use of that unit. We don't really, activate too many orders in this deck on our own turn. So we have more of the use of just being able to rely on when our opponent has less rearguards or 1 or less rearguards for you to use this card. And then also the 2 copies of Warrior Monk of Raging Flames Kofu. On rearguard or guard circle, if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Varga and its card name, it gets plus 5,000 power and plus 5,000 shield, just giving you an additional 10k shield to use against your opponent as well. With the last of our grade 1s being the 4 Twin Buckler Dragon, just the Sentinel of choice. I find it more aesthetically fitting for the deck to use, but any Sentinel will do. If you wanted to run Elementaria Sanctitude, you could always just drop 1 copy of Twin Buckler down for another copy of that card. With our 2 orders being the Blitz orders, 1 Defensing Roar, and the 1 Bond Between Human and Dragons, having an Energy Blast 2 option for plus 25 shield with Bond Between Humans and Dragons, and being able to choose 1 of your Guardians without Sentinel until the end of that battle. It gets, when this unit's retired from the guard circle, put this card into the hand, and it gets shield plus 10,000. So an additional option for this Blitz order on top of the Bonds Between Humans 25k. And then for the trigger lineup, we're going with the 7 critical. So 4 of the Blaze Maiden and 3 copies of Conduct Spark Dragon. If you have the ability critical, you can always replace the Blaze Maiden zone for that spot. And also the 4 draws. Same with the draw ability one. If you have the 5k draw, it can be placed in here as well. I like the draws over the fronts because you do a lot of times retire your front rows and miss out on the potential power of your front triggers. And then lastly, the 4 heal triggers, just being the Parasalis for the specific one of choice. And lastly, the Drag Veda. If you reveal the Drag Veda before you even use your Varga Dragress, you can have the additional plus drive 2 because you'll have the restand of your Vanguard already. It would have already attacked again, and then be able to make use of all those cards with a Varga Dragress that can attack your opponent with 4 drive checks. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed slowly getting through all of the Divine skill decks from the new set. Those are kind of the ones I wanted to take priority to, but I will be looking at the starter deck options with the new support from the Fated Clash booster set as well. So look forward to all of those deck profiles also. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.